Well, thank you for joining us on the BBC.
Good evening.
Are you confident that all this diplomacy, all this talking to Russia will resolve this crisis over Ukraine?
We hope. We keep fingers crossed, and we hope the diplomatic way is just one way to stop the aggression. By the way, I want to use the moment and want to say thank you very much for Great Britain, for government, for Boris Johnson to support Ukraine. We need right now political support. We need defensive weapons, and if the Russians make aggressive attack to Ukraine, it will be disaster not just for Ukraine or for Russia. It will be disaster for whole European region. And that's why it's very important to fix the problem in a diplomatic way.
So you think it's good that Boris Johnson will be coming to the region this week? It doesn't dramatize the crisis?
I don't think so. We have to prepare. We have to prepare to defend our country, to defend our future, to defend our vision to be the part of European family. Yes, of course, if Russians not agree with that, everybody know it's Mr. Putin want to rebuild Soviet empire, and Ukraine is very important piece in this empire, is this in his plans. But war. Everybody right now around our country, in our city, talking about this conflict, and everybody hope it will be not happens. But
do you think it will? But President Putin and Sergei Lavrov say repeatedly, we are not going to invade Ukraine.
They told that many years, but if 10 years ago somebody told the Crimea will be occupied and Donbass, Lugansk will be occupied, 13,000 Ukrainians died in this conflict, and nobody doubt. Without financial support, without weapons delivering, without propaganda, this conflict in Donbass will be never ever happens. And behind this conflict stay Russia. And first time in the history of Ukraine, more than 100,000 Russian soldiers stay in the border of Ukraine, and what they do there. And yes, of course, it's risk huge. Everybody talk about that, but we have to be prepared for worst case, but we hope it's not happens.
What is the worst case? There are even predictions that Russian troops could come as far as here in Kiev, and that you are strengthening the defenses of the city.
We have to defend our country. We have to defend.
Do you think it's possible?
Yes, of course.
That they would come as far as Kiev?
I hope they doesn't come, but
even you have joined the reservists.
We prepare right now civil defense in our hometown, around the country. We have to be prepared for worst case, but we hope it's not happens.
President Zelensky called on the world to calm down. He said there was too much exaggeration of the crisis. What do you say?
We see the examples. If so many Ukrainians doesn't hide in the east of Ukraine, if some big part of Ukraine will be not occupied from Russians, we never believe in that, but it's hard reality today.
But do you think it's true that the crisis now is no different than it was last year? That was what the president said. Or do you think it is much worse now?
Last year we doesn't have so much military forces in board of our country. It's the first time in 30 years in the time of our independence. First time. What they do there? Good question.
What do you think? Do you have a clear sense of what's going to happen?
Everybody hope it's not happens. If happens, this will be disaster. We don't want to think about that, but we have to be prepared to defend our country. And that's why it's very important to use every leverage to stop the Russians.
Are you pleased with the support so far from NATO? You've criticized Germany, for example, who sent 5,000 helmets. You said, what will they send us next? Pillows?
It's true. It's a joke. In this moment, we need defensive weapons. Defensive weapons we need. If we will be strong, as Russians think about that, they have to attack Ukraine or not. Yes, of course, if we will be strong, they never do that.
So they're not doing enough?
If we will be weak, it's possible.
Okay. Vitaly Klitschko, thank you very much for joining us here. The mayor of Kiev expressing his concerns about the growing Russian presence on Ukraine's border.